Falcon kiss. Falcon open mouth kiss. Ah.
Falcon,
You're drunk.
Listen, you jerk, we heard you talking, and honestly, our feelings are kind of hurt.
Listen, you jerk. Terry can speak for himself. Bring it on.
Hey, everybody, welcome to Listen, You Jerk, the Smash Brothers series. We're going through all the Smash Bros. Characters 64. We actually finished all of the main characters, so we're going into the special characters. Talked about Luigi, but there's one guy who wears shades like these and is highly quotable and can only be unlocked if you finish adventure mode under a certain amount of time, and that is Captain Falcon.
Captain Falcon.
Do you remember unlocking Captain Falcon?
I do remember unlocking Captain Falcon. That's the only one I remember actually unlocking, though. I don't remember any. I barely remember Captain Falcon being a secret character. That's how long it's been.
Really?
Yeah. I just, for whatever reason, had it in my head that they didn't start doing secret characters till later.
Well, nope. You had to, you had to unlock him, and I think you had to finish the game in like less than 18 minutes or something like that.
Right.
And when you did, you got the here comes a new challenger, and I really didn't know who this guy was. I wasn't an F-Zero guy. Granted, there's been 2 F-Zero releases, like ever.
Right.
You know, well, for local consoles, there's also like that F-Zero GP, I think it's called, the one that's the arcade system. But there was F-Zero on the Super Nintendo, and there was F-Zero X on, was that GameCube? Or was that 64?
I think it might have been, I think it was 64.
Wow.
I never played either.
I think it was GameCube.
I never played. I don't know.
Well, anyway, when this game came out, he had 1 installment. So this is the character to me that, and there'll be other characters like this too, but this character made the least sense to me to bring in. Because he's a race car driver, but turns out he's a whole lot more.
Yeah. And I guess in terms of his moveset, in terms of what he brings to the table, I think he makes the most sense. But in terms of choosing that character, no, absolutely not.
Yeah, what do you think he was? I think he was just a humanoid thing that they could have used. He did, like in the game, he has no special powers or could execute like cool moves or stuff like that. But what he is he's not a good guy. He's a bad guy.
Right.
Captain Falcon is a bounty hunter.
Right.
Not like our girl Samus Aran fighting space pirates. Captain Falcon's just killing dudes in the universe.
Right.
Why? So he can race faster. All the money goes into his cart. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
All the money that he does goes into his car, which is escaping me at the moment. You remember the name of his?
No.
What were they even called? I just remember there was a samurai.
My only exposure to Captain Falcon is Smash Brothers. So any plot-based detail on F-Zero, I got nothing for you.
So I do remember, like in the F-Zero sequel, they did kind of go into how he was a little bit of a bounty hunter, but it was just like a character select screen, you know, before, and he was like the coolest looking one, so they went with him. He has no ties to anything else. It's very strange, but they did do a couple things. They made him fast. F-Zero is known as one of the fastest racing games ever made.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly the sequel is one of the fastest games ever made, and that's the whole point of it. It's like play it loud, play it fast. And he's just this cool guy with sunglasses and a helmet that they gave a bunch of ninja moves. Most notably is Falcon Punch.
Right.
How many times have you heard Falcon Punch in your life?
Not enough, but also too many.
Yeah.
That probably to me is the staple of the Super Smash Brother ad libs, or the quotes, if you will.
Yeah, that, and of course his taunt, show me your moves.
Yeah.
Which, you know, if you were 11 to 14, like we were,
right,
you'd, of course, pull out your trusty calculator, type in 80085, and say, show me your boobs, immediately.
I cannot say that I did that.
What?
It might have been just a Terry thing.
No, this is a widely known thing. You can't fool me again. But, so yes, but Captain Falcon had a taunt that everyone knew. He had a punch that everyone knew. It was really cute when Kirby would eat him and say the same thing, that Falcon Punch, which was one of our first shorts. Go back and watch it. But he also had a downward kick, which was Falcon Kick, which I think just went straight. If you
you could get it diagonal.
Yeah, but if you were just on the ground and you downbeat, would it just go straight?
Yes, but I think it still did that like diagonal, but because the floor was there, I think it kind of just became like a sideways motion, I want to say. And
I believe he had his B up was kind of like this jump, but it was like a jump throw, where he would like leave you flaming if he would jump off you or whatever.
Yeah, like he would. It kind of similar to like
Falcon Kiss. Falcon open mouth kiss. Ah!
Falcon. I think it was similar to Samus's kind of like jump and grapple thing, where it would kind of like if you landed it, he would just kind of like pop off the side, like kind of off to the side with the fire a little bit. But it was more like an explosion as opposed to Samus being Samus.
I believe I believe who even knows what the be over move was, because not I don't know many people who Captain Falcon mained.
I
Surprisingly though, because he's built well.
He is built well, and it interests me that you say that F-Zero is considered one of the fastest racing games out there, because Captain Falcon was not generally considered a fast character.
I disagree.
Really?
His actual running and moving is very fast.
I can agree with that.
He was the only like fast heavy.
Yeah, okay, I'll agree with fast heavy. It's just for me, he's very like timing based. He's like a predecessor to Ganondorf. Like for me. The speed wasn't. I was always okay, kind of dancing around him when I was playing against him. But if he caught me in that Falcon Punch or grappled me or whatever, I was screwed.
Yeah, that was just annoying. But yeah, I would absolutely see him as kind of the precursor to Ganondorf, because he is he's a charge punch, but not like Donkey Kong charge punch.
Yeah,
in where you can stop it and carry it around. It's like one and done.
No, yeah, you gotta hit it.
And it's very powerful. So he's kind of mixed with his speed. Wait a minute, is Ganondorf like a
Ganondorf's slow.
I know, but is it almost like a swap of him?
It's very similarly mapped. Ganondorf is just a little bit slower and a little bit stronger. Obviously someone's going to get me with the physics and the back coding on this stuff, but in my experience, Ganondorf's just a little slower and a little stronger.
I'm just trying to think: is Ganondorf actually?
I think it's like
a Captain Falcon skin almost.
And the person to talk to would be Derek Baker.
Call him up.
But I'm not going to call him right now.
I'm going to call him right now. I want to know. I want to know. I want to know. Please pick up, or this is terrible TV. Which is not TV, is it?
I'm assuming Dylan's just going to cut this to make it look like he answers on a dime.
They do this on Two Bears, One Cave all the time. It's fine.
I take my shirt off?
I could Bert Kreischer it and just FaceTime him. He's not going to pick up. Failure. Anyway, so yeah, I didn't play much with him. I think just like
I did a little bit because
Really?
I've always kind of leaned towards like Ganondorf, Ridley, like the heavies that can move, that type of thing. Like
Ganondorf's low as molasses.
Well, listen, if the timing is what you're going for, Ganondorf is great. I'm not saying Ganondorf's a good player to play with, but I've always been like kind of partial to it, I suppose.
Can't talk currently. What's up? Is Ganondorf a palette swap of Captain Falcon? I know a couple of things are different. For example, like Ganon's got the big sword. Wait, or is it a punch where he goes, oh?
Yeah, are you talking about? He has
His B move.
He has that, the one where he like punches them off the map.
You just threw
I know I did.
That's not a punch at all.
It was coming Dragon Ball Z, but he definitely pulls back and charges it up. But then he's also got the throat grab where he then it drops him.
Yeah,
I think that's the thing that is different.
It's close. I think you are right. This is blowing my mind.
So I think Captain Falcon's moveset was put onto Ganondorf, but it was a later game, so there's more moves that Ganondorf got.
Are you saying that Captain Falcon walked so that Ganondorf could run slowly?
That is exactly what I'm saying.
I think you're right, dude. But I also think that speaks to what we were saying earlier, is that I think the only reason Captain Falcon's in the game is they were like, we need another human fighter, a human character that we can turn into a fighter who kind of already looks like a fighter. Like he's always jacked.
Yeah, but see,
He's jacked in a car.
Yeah, but then we
it's
still
got a cool helmet.
No, I guess Tekken wasn't out by then, was it? Were there any fighting games out on Nintendo by then? Tekken was out. So you could have taken anybody from Tekken if you want a humanoid fighter.
Not in Super Smash Brothers 64, the OG, where they were still using their own characters.
I'm trying to think of I do not think that there's any other humanoid characters they could have used that aren't Mario and Luigi. What do you say?
Is Ganondorf Palette Sword from Captain Falcon? Are you trying to make me angry? Because no. So no, he is not. And I hear the yes, I'm with Ozzy. He just asked if we're with Ozzy. Yeah, podcasting.
I still am not sure he's right. I think he's just being emotional right
No,
now.
I think it's a little bit of Link and a little bit of Captain Falcon, but he is wholly original. You know, like there be up moves, there be a down moves, similar but different. But you know, Captain Falcon was the OG. Captain Falcon was there in N64. Playing against him, sometimes there's like a team Captain Falcon. That's not very fun. But what Captain Falcon does bring to the game, maybe this is why they bring him in, is crazy levels. Like Big Blue is a tough fucking map.
True.
Because if you hit the wrong thing, you fall off, you just explode into the sky.
That's actually a really good point. That could be the driving factor, because just as important, honestly, I probably for a 64 more important was the maps, like than the characters. To be honest with you, there's more maps than characters, so that would actually make the most sense. It's like, hey, like we need to get a couple more maps, and what are some cool ones? Let's grab some stuff from F-Zero. I guess we'll throw Captain Falcon in as a secret character.
I think there was an F-Zero one, but it wasn't Big Blue.
Right.
Big Blue's the one where you like jump across stuff. That was definitely in Melee, but I think there was one where it was like in the center, and you had the classic.
Yeah, and you're like,
did Sakurai make F-Zero?
I don't know.
Who made F-Zero?
I'm not sure.
So it's a standoff. Well, we know Nintendo made it. I still think it's a weird choice, but also I can't really see the game without him. You know, that classic catchphrases and things like that. And it was really exciting when you met him. I mean, who would be another, you know, for beating the game quickly? Who's someone else at that time period that you could bring in to the game and have it be a playable character?
I'm trying to think of games that we speed ran back in the day.
I don't even know if we speed ran.
I mean,
Koopa the Quick. Maybe you could put Koopa the Quick in, who was like from Mario 64. It was just a turtle.
Banjo. Well, that would have been.
Nah, that was rare.
That was rare. You're right. Well, Donkey Kong was rare.
True. But also owned by Nintendo.
Oh, yeah. Maybe Diddy. But Diddy ends up showing up later anyway. Yeah. I don't know.
But is Diddy particularly fast? That's what I'm saying. I mean, it actually is pretty clever now that we're kind of talking it out, because that's what you do in a podcast. You talk it out.
First, I definitely think Diddy's fast.
But he's not known
also, I would like
speed.
to clarify, Diddy Kong, not the currently legally embattled P. Diddy. No Diddy.
What would his special moves be? Oh, God.
GHB.
Ew.
Yeah. I think Diddy's definitely fast, including, I mean, he's one of the lightest characters in Kart. He's got his little rocket barrel peanut gun combination. Diddy Kong Racing is a game. So yeah, I would consider him to be one of the speed characters.
I know, but I'm specifically thinking in terms of what a good. The more we talk, the more it makes sense that Captain Falcon is put in the game,
right?
Because he solves a couple of problems. One, he gives you another humanoid who has no backstory.
None.
So you could do whatever you want with him. We just know he's a bounty hunter, so we know he's a killer, but we don't know. It doesn't say anywhere that he's a good fighter or something like that. To be honest, like a Little Mac would have made much more sense to me go into Smash Brothers 64 than him showing up later.
I could definitely agree with that. And they did end up doing.
Because he at least had 2 games. Captain Falcon had 1 game.
Maybe somebody in the room just liked Captain Falcon.
Yeah. Probably because he had cool shades.
I mean, it's hard to find a cool pair of shades.
It's true. It's true. I mean, you know, it's funny. I literally found these. I thought they were Dylan's for the longest time.
Bold of you to assume those are cool shades.
Whoa! These are the Captain Falcon specials. That's what Captain Falcon is. He brought in some cool levels. He's like, he got some lore where now all of a sudden we think he's a bad guy, and he is. He was just a bounty hunter. I think it's something blue, isn't it?
I don't remember the names of
what was his cart.
Breakfast.
What's his cart called? I gotta know that at least. I'm sorry, I'm gonna cheat. Okay.
I think it's more fun to say the wrong thing and then let the comments fix it.
Captain Falcon. Oh, and now people are saying like Captain America, the Falcon.
You mean like Marvel?
Yeah. Is taking away my Captain Falcon top Google search. What's his car named? The Blue Falcon is Captain Falcon's vehicle in the F-Zero. It's the most well-rounded. And he has another vehicle called the Falcon Flyer. But again, this is what we were all doing in 1997 or 1998 when this game came out. We were all just looking at each other like, why him? This is weird, but he is fun to play with, and he has a funny voice.
Does have a funny voice.
So to me, that's what Captain Falcon's legacy is to Smash Brothers. Is he's a funny voice that's continued to be quoted forever and ever, and he wants to you to show him your moves, and he's got a Falcon Punch.
I do think that, and again, I think especially for Nintendo 64, I think this is probably more of an opinion statement than an actual fact.
Okay, but
I do think that Captain Falcon was the quote unquote broken character. I think he was the strongest one.
Really,
in 64, in my opinion, yeah. I think his importance to Smash is that, but also, like we said earlier, I think he was a kind of archetype for a lot of different new fighters that we use currently. I think his like moveset kind of build kind of paved the way for that. So I think that was, he might not be used very much anymore other than in quotables, but moving forward, I think he opened the door for a lot of people's favorites.
So, yeah, he's from F-Zero, which was a launch title for Super Nintendo, which is probably why a lot of people had it. And then there was a sequel. Doesn't say. Like, there's just not much to this game. There's something called F-Zero 99. I remember an F-Zero sequel, though. Don't you?
No.
Yes, F-Zero X. It came out on the N64. And it came out right around Smash Brothers. So honestly, maybe it was a tie-in.
Yeah, like
maybe they just wanted to promote it.
Yeah, certainly possible.
Well, we don't know much about this character, but we want to hear from Captain Falcon players. Was he a pain in the ass to play as? Was he fun to play as? Was he just a funny voice like he is to us? Was he a bounty hunter that had no business being in this game, but now is in a bunch of games? Did you realize he's been in more Smash Brothers games than there are F-Zero games?
Makes sense to me.
That doesn't make any sense to me.
Well,
you should have to earn your place, man.
I think it's one of those grandfather techniques, like once you're in, you're in. He made it into the first game back when they were trying to make F-Zero something. F-Zero fell off. Smash didn't.
And you know what's funny? The F-Zero fandom did not fall off. F-Zero fans have wanted this for a long, long time, like a new installment, and they just don't get one. But I do have one piece of F-Zero trivia. F-Zero is probably the reason Pac-Man made it into the later versions of Smash Brothers, because Pac-Man had a car in the F-Zero Grand Prix for in our arcade systems.
Right.
Except I'm wrong. I think that was in the Mario Kart. This is a bad episode. We're doing our best. We just don't know anything about this guy.
I mean, that's kind of the allure of it, though. Like,
I think so.
I mean, Smash has like a million characters in it now. Like, there's characters I have no idea. I've never played, Dragon Quest or whatever. That some of the characters are on the new Smash now.
You never played Dragon Quest?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Well, we'll get there when we get there. We're going through every freaking character.
Long time away.
Yeah. Captain Falcon. You don't know what's behind the glasses.
Listen, you jerk. See you next time.
Listen, you jerk. I forgot my catchphrase. Bye.